Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
She was attacked inside this home used by the suspected serial killer.
Choking the mess out of me.
The city of Detroit owns the home tonight, calls to tear it down.
And major developments in the Flint water investigation. All criminal charges in that case have just been dropped for now.
All right, Jason, we're going to begin, though, here with 4 Live radar, which is lit up as round 2 of rain starts to move through. We already saw plenty of rain overnight and now coming down right in the height of the afternoon drive.
Yeah, let's get right over to Andrew, who's in for Ben tonight. Hi, Andrew.
Kimberly and Devin, good evening to you. And yes, that round 1 gave us just over 1/10 of an inch of rain, but that's only so far. We have more rain falling as we speak. For the month of June, believe it or not, it's been dry by 2/10 of an inch. But for the year, above average by over 3 inches. And this is the rain that's over us right now. A lot more widespread north of 8 Mile. Nonetheless, still falling along Van Dyke, also along 75 in parts of Oakland County, especially in the Troy and Birmingham area. A little bit heavier in spots of yellow, including around Southfield and Novi. More widespread and even heavier south of Adrian and closer to the Ohio border for commuters heading south along 23 and also along 75. But this is yet to rotate through fully. This area of low pressure, you can see the spin in the atmosphere is still moving to the northeast, but it's jogging very slowly. So the rest of the evening is still going to be wet. But you see drier conditions off to our west, but it's also chillier. So be careful out there on those wet roads. And if it is an evening where you're going to go out, you will need your jackets even though it's June. A cool 60 degrees right now. We'll talk about how chilly it gets for tonight, your Friday and Father's Day weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Andrew. Now, also topping our news at 5, major developments in the Flint water investigation.
Today, prosecutors dropped all criminal charges in the case, but one thing is for sure, it isn't over by a long shot. Let's bring in Jason Colthorpe. And Jason, a brand new team of investigators has hit somewhat of a reset button, I guess you could say.
That's exactly what they've done, guys. The new team of Solicitor General Fadwa Hammoud and Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy say those charges were dropped because they had grave concerns, their words, not mine, of how the first investigation was conducted. Here's what we know. In a release today, Worthy and Hammoud said a complete evaluation of the case validated their concerns, particularly regarding the pursuit of evidence. And by dismissing all current charges, the new team gets a fresh start, gathering new evidence and taking a different legal approach. You might remember just a few days ago, all of former Governor Rick Snyder's electronic devices were seized, although he has since said he handed those over willingly when he left office. That's also something that wasn't done the first time around, though. There is, however, one big issue here, and that's money. The Flint investigation has already cost tens of millions of taxpayer dollars, and they did address that, saying, quote, "We were also mindful of the massive expenditure of public resources up to that point and sought to use taxpayer money as efficiently as possible. Nonetheless, we cannot provide the citizens of Flint the investigation they rightly deserve by continuing to build on a flawed foundation." And another thing here, guys, time. The first criminal charges in the Flint case came in April of 2016. So it looks like the wait is going to drag on for folks in Flint to get answers. We'll be following all of that. There's a community meeting with all of this, but we'll be on it. Back to you.
Decision today. All right, more on that obviously to come. Now, as we've learned, the home that police say was used by a serial killer is owned by the city of Detroit. The home sits on Mack Avenue near Mount Elliott, and it's where the body of Tammy Jones was found last week.
Yeah, it was also where a woman was attacked days earlier. Let's get right up to Sean Lay, who's asking why the city left the home wide open and in such a dangerous state, Sean.
They're the landlords, the city planning and development department. They're the ones who owns this home behind me. You can see it's since been boarded up since these awful crimes have occurred. But tonight there are strong calls from so many out here impacted by this for the city to tear down this house of pain. A message of love for the latest victim of the Detroit serial killer, Tamara Jones, known as Tammy. Her body was found in this vacant home on Mack near Mount Elliott last Wednesday. Just days before, this woman was also forced into the same house, she says, by suspected serial killer D'Angelo Martin.
He looked like a monster.
She says Martin demanded sex from her, and when she refused, she says he attacked.
He choked me. Oh, he choked me. He choked me so bad. He choked me, and I must have passed out. Because when I woke up, I was in the house and he was still on top of me.
She fought back, stabbing Martin. She says that's why he has a bandage on his face when he was caught. Now she's back to look at this house that symbolizes so much pain.
I'm afraid. Still afraid. I wish they'd tear the house down.
The city of Detroit owns this house. The city left it wide open. Mayor Duggan is pushing for a $200 million bond to pay for more vacant home demolitions. The daughter of Tammy Jones tells me that's not good enough right now. The city's response?
I would say that she's right. The urgency is now. I mean, when you look at what we're doing, we're taking down houses at a rate, 4 times faster than anybody else in the country. We are moving as quickly as we can right now. We want to go even faster. And we know that it's not enough.
I want it gone. It needs to be gone.
That woman was attacked inside this home. She wants the home to come down. I also had a long conversation on the phone with the daughter of Tammy Jones. She says she can barely breathe since news broke about this, about her dear mother. Says she's just taking things hour by hour, but she too, tonight, calling on the city to bring this home down. It's just too painful to look at it. Also, there'll be a vigil for Tammy Jones here, near here, Saturday evening. We'll have that covered for you. The daughter has also put up a GoFundMe page to help with burial costs. It's on our website. Click on Detroit.com. Kimberly Devin, back to you.
Sean, what's the latest with the case? Has it expanded at all?
Hasn't expanded. What's happening is we continue to see those crews led by Detroit police officers. They all have lists of homes they've got to go clear, and then another crew comes behind and boards up. Those crews tell me the story, the situation could change any moment. They don't know what they're going to find when they go in these homes.
Yeah. All right. Keep us posted, Sean. Well, today, security workers at some of the biggest buildings in downtown Detroit walked off the job and picked up picket signs.
They are upset with what they're saying they are dealing with low wages, few benefits, and a company that they believe has been blocking their attempts to unionize. And our Rod Maloney was there.
So the security guards who work in downtown Detroit mostly work at Bedrock Properties, but they work for a company called Secure America. They're trying to get a union, and they're getting a lot of help from the SEIU to do just that. They called the rally for the security guards an unfair labor practices strike, even though the company says there were no pending unfair labor charges against it. The Service Employees International Union is backing the security guards in its fight. Guard Dolores McNichols angrily explained how after 12 years on the job, she's always on the financial edge.
I can't even afford to buy a vehicle to get to work. That is unacceptable when you realize I'm securing billion-dollar buildings.
And Guard Darian Stevens claims the company's firing those who support a union card program.
We want to be respected. That's the bottom line. We come in, we put ourselves at risk. Why are we being treated like the dirt that scraped off of someone's shoe?
Company's human services director put out this statement today, quote, Secura prides itself on providing a fair and respectful work environment with a competitive wage and benefit package and opportunities for advancement for all employees. The vast majority of our security officers in downtown Detroit enjoy the direct relationship they have with our management, and they have no interest in being represented by any third party. The SEIU is not the legal representative of any Secure America employees, and therefore it has no authority to call a strike or tell employees they should not show up for work.
Now, Wayne County Commissioner Tim Killeen was there today, one of the many speakers talking at the rally, and he said, look, he did the quick math on the back of an envelope. If you talk about 140 security guards and you pay them $15 an hour, they're making roughly $12 now. He says that's $5,000 a year. In his estimation, not a lot of money and could certainly make a lot of a difference. In the meantime, there were no disruptions in businesses in downtown Detroit today as a result of the rally. Back to you.
And Rod, what are we hearing from the National Labor Relations Board on this? Anything?
Interesting you ask. I put in a call, Devin, and we wanted to know a couple of things, like who is it that actually gets to call an unfair labor practices strike? We couldn't get an answer on that. And also, are there any charges against this company? And so far, we haven't heard back from anybody.
Yet. All right, Rod. All right, now to new information tonight in the death of a guy who was riding a mini bike last night. Detroit police have now named the victim in this terrible crash.
Police say 15-year-old Donnell Johnson was killed in the crash. A witness told us a 24-year-old man sped through a stop sign and lost control of his car on Helen Street near Robinwood late last night. That driver then went off the road, hitting and killing Johnson and crashing into a house. The driver was arrested. Ahead here at 6 o'clock, we'll hear from Donnell's father and grandmother. They remember what stood out about him and why he became well known in his neighborhood for all the right reasons.
Some breaking news into our newsroom late this afternoon. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders is leaving her post at the end of the month. We're waiting for further reasons on an explanation as to the timing of it. Why now? But the president has been quick to tweet his praises, thanking her for a job well done. Meanwhile, a federal watchdog agency is calling for White House counselor Kellyanne Conway to be fired. Conway is accused of repeatedly making disparaging remarks against Democratic presidential candidates during television interviews and on social media. The White House says the watchdog's decision is deeply flawed and violates constitutional rights to free speech. And President Trump not backing down from his rather stunning admission that he would listen to dirt on his political opponents from foreign governments. Democrats are saying this is a not-so-subtle call for more international meddling. Even some of President Trump's Republican allies are blasting his remarks as well. Busy day in Washington.
All right, much more ahead at 5. Here's Hank.
A big backyard pool problem exposed.
You have to understand, though, as a customer, how frustrating this has been.
She shouldn't be frustrated.
Coming up, we're asking a local contractor the tough questions. Much more in my Help Me Hank report.
All right, Hank, and what you should be able to clearly see in this image that's serving as real proof of just how high the water levels are right now all across the Great Lakes. Nick.
When it comes to getting Detroit on the map, attracting the big events, why can't we do it? What are the big problems? The answer, some of them at least, came from inside this meeting.